G'day and welcome back to the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat Show. It's been a while. We've got a mailbag full. That's what we've been waiting for. This is a show for the fans, by the fans, and we've got a mailbag full of questions. Why? Because today there's breaking news that Damian Lillard is off to the Milwaukee Bucks. So some of our great questions our readers have come in with. Lillard to the Bucks. Who gets what? We'll cover that from Tim at Destination Anywhere. Tim Hugs. Are the Bucks now the absolute favourites, or are they even any better? From D Styles at the nation's capital. Great question. Our third question: how are the Phoenix Suns even involved in this at all? And should the Lakers be worried? From Sean at Abbey Takeaway. Can the Lakers get Jrue Holliday? A lot of our readers and listeners have been asking us that question. It's a very good one. I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And what if someone else gets Jrue Holliday? Should we be worried about this? And will that be the ultimate butterfly effect? If anyone remembers that movie and the book, Ray Bradbury, I think, the butterfly effect of this trade. That's possibly our gold winner of the gold prize here in the questions tonight. But this could be our silver prize. Should the Lakers worry about Jrue Holliday if a rival in the same side of the competition gets him in there? What if a Western Conference rival? Or should they just concentrate and be happy with what they've got, because the grass is always greener on the other side? Should they just be happy with Christian Wood, Demoy Hodge, all the greats that they already have? From D Dodds at Long Live Laguna. Great question there. And one of our final questions is, what is worth the Lakers Looksy? You told us last time. We're waiting for the games to begin. So what is worth a Lakers Looksy? Great question. Let's have another look at, we'll review both a documentary style show, and we'll talk about a recent release in the book department. Now, thank you for watching us. If you can, please subscribe, like, share, comment. We want to see your comments, even on this trade. We'd love to get the discussion going. Thank you very much for that. Now, here it is. Adrian Wojnarowski, as he seems to have the inside information ahead of everybody. I mean, what's going on there? How can this man get all this information before the rest of us do? He always seems to. That's bizarre. But Adrian Wojnarowski, Milwaukee, 3-team deal. Now, that's what took us by surprise. I'll give some credit to Bobby Marks. Bobby Marks there was on a podcast with Big Zach Lowe, the Low Post, and he sort of foresaw the idea that it could be the Milwaukee Bucks that were in the hunt. There was talk of Toronto being in the hunt for Damian Lillard, but and what Bobby Marks didn't come up with, and he acknowledges that, look, that was one he missed. We got most of the answer right. Thank you very much. Got most of the prize. He said like a couple of balls in the lottery, but I didn't get the full prize. I got the $8 one. I think he's pretty clever by getting the Milwaukee Bucks. A few people forecast it, but well done, Bobby Marks. Credit to you, and please go and listen to those podcasts. Listen to them all, and hopefully you listen to us as well. But Lillard goes as part of a 3-team deal. That's the bit we didn't know about before. That in would come Portland, who apparently have always had a bit of an interest there in Ayton. But let's have a look. Jrue Holliday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Kamara's the car in Australia. 2029 unprotected Milwaukee first pick. Now, that could be worth something if Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't around or in his prime by 2029. Who knows how they're going, Milwaukee. That'll be worth having. That's the theory. And then you would have thought Damian Lillard be worth 3 sort of first-round picks or something. But just this pick and 2 pick swaps. But the theory again there is the 2028 and the 2030 pick swaps should be worth something, because again it should be on a down run is the theory post Giannis and Antetokounmpo's best years. Phoenix will get Yusuf Nurkic, and the big center from Portland, Grayson Allen from Milwaukee Bucks, Nassar Little from Portland, and Keon Johnson. So they might on trade is one theory. there that they might on trade Jrue Holliday. He seems to be the golden piece in most of this, although some people might think Phoenix have also got a little bit stronger. So Lillard to the Bucks. Who gets what? Tim Huggs at Destination Anywhere. There's your answer for most of that, Tim. Let's have a look at it another way. We've dug deeper or tried to make a different list for people. The Bucks basically, for all of that work, just get Damian Lillard. So are the Bucks now an absolute guarantee to be finalists? D Styles at the nation's capital. D Styles at the nation's capital. Great question. But look, I'm not sure they're actually that much better. I hate to say, look, I really rated Jrue Holliday. We'll have a look at his stats in a minute. He's a guy who plays a lot of the games. He's around the 20-point mark, 19 points or so. DeAndre Ayton, the centre. So Jrue Holliday to the Blazers. DeAndre Ayton, I think, is someone they were looking at last time there was talk of DeAndre Ayton leaving the Phoenix Suns. They've had a little bit of an interest there. Obviously, I think he's younger and a better option than Yusuf Nurkic. Tamani Kamara, not sure if he'll get a run. The 2019 first round pick, I think that's actually 2029, and they've got that wrong in this one there. And 2 pick swaps. Now, Yusuf Nurkic, the Suns, they've got a boatload here. Grayson Allen there, Nassar Little. Now, he's worth a bit of a run. I'm not sure where Keon Johnson will fit in. Part of the reason we're not sure is the Suns, I'm a bit scared of what they've done. They really have probably outperformed all the rave reviews that Pelinka's getting for recruiting a great Lakers team. Look at all these players that Phoenix has been able to get for basically veterans minimum contracts. At one stage, they only had 4 players. Admittedly, they were possibly 4 of the best players going around, but they had 4 players, of which Ayton was one, and the 3 super duper stars there. And to be able to fill out the rest of the roster basically for minimum contracts. And they've got a fair bit of depth across a lot of positions now, but they do have 17 on the roster. So a couple of these players are going to have to go, or they're going to have to try and find people that don't think they're desperate and might give them a couple of second round picks or something for some of these players. And they'll need those to be a little bit into the future so that they're not overloaded. But to go from only having 4 to now having 17 seems a little bit from the sublime, to the ridiculous. But let's see how they go there, Phoenix. Now, can the Lakers get Jrue Holliday? There's about 20 people have asked us this question. Can the Lakers get Jrue Holliday? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Wouldn't he fit in well? He's great on both sides of the ball, but particularly defensively. But the guy can actually score, can hit a 3, and he's a big, strong, wide guard. But the Lakers would love to have him. And he's not on the worst money in the world, but next year has a player option, I think, for $29 million. So you'd imagine whoever gets him is going to try and probably get some sort of guideline as to whether he'd like to stay there and sign an extension sometime after he signs on. And I think that was part of the reason the Bucks perhaps thought, well, he hasn't indicated, or we haven't been able to come to an agreement there. He did get manhandled a little bit there against Miami, perhaps in the playoffs there. So look, there's probably a little bit of a down performance in the most recent playoffs against Miami. But other than that, he's been a real godsend to them in terms of defence when they got him from the Pelicans. Ironically, it was when Giannis Antetokounmpo was making some noises that, look, I'm not sure what my future at the Bucks is unless we make some moves to get some talent. And Jrue Holliday was that talent that came in. Now he's made more noise. I'm not sure what I'll do in terms of extending or where I want to be in the future unless we make some moves. They've made other moves, and ironically, it's Jrue Holliday that's going out for Damian Lillard in Let's see how that goes. Now, let's have a look at this bag full of questions. Can the Lakers get Jrue Holliday? Mick at Dean City. Well, Mick, you're not the only one asking. You're not the only one that would love to have Jrue Holliday on the team. But unfortunately, we can't. The Lakers cannot trade anybody unless it's like LeBron and Anthony Davis, the guys that are already on contracts. Because if you think about it, we've had extensions for guys like Austin Reeves. We've even had extensions for a few of our players like Rui Hachimura. And those players, because that's been tweaked, that contract, they can't be changed again till December the 15th. So most of the players on the Lakers, even those that are names returning, because they've signed extensions, those players can't really get involved in a trade till after December the 15th. So we wouldn't have enough money, all those minimum contracts, because they knew themselves aren't eligible and they couldn't stack up against this sort of money. So the Lakers, unfortunately, unless for some bizarre reason, Jrue Holliday played for a little while with the Trailblazers, and then the Trailblazers after December 15 were looking to do something, then the Lakers might have to put a couple of players together. But like we've got a couple of contracts there that are around that 16 mark, such as Rui Hachimura, but I'm not sure the Lakers would be available to do that. But really, I doubt Jrue Holliday would still be available at that time of the year. I think the phone will be ringing off the hook there at the Trailblazers. They might have 29 teams calling them. Yeah, very good question though, Mick at Dean City. Naturally enough, everyone would love to have Jrue Holliday. He seems that sort of good egg, good citizen, as well as anyone who plays that clean cut, hard defensed, and can also handle the ball, both put it on the floor, create for others, and score himself, and so strong physically, almost like a footballer. Now, this is what the teams might look like, which is one of the questions. This is Phoenix, so that was one of the questions there. Will Phoenix be a team to worry about? From Sean at Abbey Takeaway. Look, they could be. I'm worried that we're giving all this praise to Rob Pelinka, and even we've got one of our readers out there and listeners who calls himself Mick the Inca at Doubts Pelinka. Despite all the praise of Pelinka, there is the occasional doubter out there, and look, Phoenix seem to be making some moves. I think they'll be very competitive. They've got veterans, but now if say one of their players was hurt, they've got guys like Grayson Allen. They've got a backup centre, the same backup centre, funnily enough, that was at Portland for Yusuf Nurkic there. But they're a team I think will be surprisingly competitive and have been able to really fill the kitchen cupboards on very low prices. So I think they're one to watch. It's just the age of the team. There was that year where the Lakers went and got quite a few veteran players and it didn't quite work out. But most of these are guys in their prime, they're superstars, and the rest are minimum contracts, not as old as that team the Lakers put together a few years ago there. Now, Lillard to the Bucks, the butterfly effect, the gold medal question for the night. What if someone else gets Jrue Holliday, and is this Jrue Holliday to a competitor possibly the butterfly effect of this trade? Now, I did go back and have a look at that movie and even look for the book there. The butterfly effect, very interesting. That idea that a small fluctuation might have a massive storm on the other side of the world. So this small trade where Lillard here in this as pictured is the key, but could it be the other man pictured that Jrue Holliday is actually the butterfly wing that ends up smashing the Lakers in some sort of way? Well, as I said, I'm not 100% sure that the Bucks are a whole lot better. They're going to have great scoring. I'd love to see Lillard succeed. He's been a great entertaining player for all those years, a loyal servant to Portland, right up to the stage there where he said, thank you, it's been great, but I'd like to go out. But it'd be ironic if the real concern for the Lakers isn't the Bucks getting Damian Lillard, but Jrue Holliday. Have a look at this guy, Jrue Holliday. 2023 here, 67 games. The year before, 67 games. He's got 59 games there. He averages that good, 33 minutes, 32 minutes a game. And last year he was at 19 points. And he's always close to 50% from the field. And he's always close to 40% from three-point land. So he's like a 50-40, and who knows if he could be a 90 or close to 90 from the free throw. Now, that's a great season. He always sneaks in with around 5 rebounds every game, and he's close to 7 assists every game. So this is a guy you really covet in the NBA. Have a look at the physical size of him there. I think James Harden's slightly taller, but what a strong guard that troubles some of the strongest guards in this competition. Jimmy Butler did have a few words to say last year, thinks he got the better of him there when Miami manhandled them, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, injured his back in the very first game there against Miami. And what if Jrue Holliday went to another Western Conference rival? That's our question. It was our gold medal question. It was from Maritz at Memphis. Mo from Memphis. He used to be Mo from the Brooklyn Nets. He lived in the Brooklyn area, but he tells me he's moved to Memphis. He's one of our loyal listeners in the States. Good on you, Mo. What if someone else gets Jrue Holliday? Is that the ultimate butterfly effect of this trade? Well, this is scary. Have a look at this picture. I can't see it coming together. But what if somehow they got on the phone, Golden State, and were able to give away 2 of their young players, maybe a pick or some pick swaps, and somehow got off the big money of Chris Paul here? But I doubt Portland would be up for this, to take Chris Paul's $30 million remaining, but at least this expiring contract, and perhaps you'd take some of those young players like Moses Moody, but wouldn't he destroy them there? You would think the likely trade there would be someone like Klay Thompson, but I would think Klay Thompson's ensconced into the woodwork there, into the fabric of Golden State, and they wouldn't be giving him away. I think he's a lifer, even if it's a bit of a legacy in his final couple of years of his contract. I think they'll keep the team together and run it back, even paying the extra fees for being over the cap. But that would be terribly dangerous if Jrue Holliday was there. And hopefully that's not something that could happen to the Lakers. Not that you should worry about the other team. You should probably get on with your own work, having recruited guys like Christian Wood recently. But what a great question. Mo from Memphis, that is one look I'd be scared to see. Here's another one, Mo from Memphis. What if he ends up, they were candidates for James Harden, but what if he ended up at the Clippers, Jrue Holliday? Now, wouldn't that smash us there with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and this man, Jrue Holliday? So there's a few butterfly effect things happening. Mo from Memphis, that is why you've got the gold medal winning question there, mate. We'll send you along the prize there from the show, the Larry Lakers dribbling chit chat, mate. We'll get something out to you. But what a fantastic point that, sure, Damian Lillard, everyone's been worried. Lillard. How will it work with Miami? Do they really want Tyler Hero? How's that going to all come together? Will the third team get in, then sneak in, boom, under the radar? The Bucks, and everyone's, that's big. The Bucks, how they contenders? Hang on a second. What's going to happen with Jrue Holliday? Now, what if he ends up with one of our rivals? How are the Lakers going to handle that? We definitely can't sign him. That was the first excitement. But then after you die down from that first excitement, what is going to happen if this guy ends up at a team like the Clippers? They were interested in James Harden, so they've got a few bits and bobs to possibly trade to a team, or could they get into some sort of three-way deal there with the Philadelphia 76ers? So great question, Mo from Memphis. Now, what we'd like you to do, of course, is hop on and like the show. Should the Lakers worry, or should they just get on with their own job at hand? Now, that is a good question from D. Dodds at Long Live Laguna. I believe it's a racket club in the Elk Grove area outside Sacramento. D. Dodds being one of their senior members there at the tennis club. Should the Lakers worry more about Jrue Holliday or just get on with the job at hand? Well, I think it's a great point, D. Dodds, that you make. Why don't they? We can worry about everyone else too much. I think at some stage you're worried about and you're talked up and the media got involved and it was almost no secret, almost an anticlimax would eventually happen. But Christian Wood signing, for example, you've got enough on your roster. You've got the 14 players there. You can't really trade anyone of significance salary-wise because the rules, we've got to match salary till after December 15. So really, I think the Lakers have probably got enough just to concentrate on their own team. Recently, I believe they all got together at LeBron's house. He had the big sleepover. I don't know whether they get bunks and argue over the top bunks, etc. But LeBron each year gets all the players in, and there was a good interview there with Austin Reeves and I believe Zach Lowe, where he talked about the fact that even coaches, coaching staff are there as well for the great love-in at LeBron's house and a bit of a sleepover, and the team gets together and kicks off the training. LeBron there at LeBron's shout, good on you, LeBron, paying for the electricity there. And the team gets together and gets an early start on the season. And he said mainly a lot of individual shooting and shooting drills and little shooting competitions against each other. Friendly stuff just to start getting some combinations. Now, doesn't sound like much, and it sounds like we're making fun of the whole LeBron idea there that he's on all the millions, so good on you for hosting it, mate. But what's really good there is the Lakers, we might laugh about it, but they haven't had that time together. Look at last year's team. It was in sort of flux because there was constant chatter of when are you going to trade Russell Westbrook, and at the trade deadline, making all those moves as Pelinka did, and we got all those players in and went on a bit of run. Now, not all those moves were great successes, of course. The incoming centre, Mo Bamba, wasn't exactly the greatest success. A couple of the players, they didn't quite work out, but some of them clicked. And the good thing is, with LeBron out for some injury and AD out for some injury, the team was actually able to surprisingly put together a run and sneak in there to the playoffs. But at one stage it was looking shaky. They had to win quite a few games together. Now, why are we talking about that? That's because this time together from the pre-season is going to be one of the biggest differences in the last couple of years. To have a side that is potentially stable, although things like this, Jrue Holliday being on the market, suddenly destabilizes everyone, and all the fans start to chat again when a bit like buyer's remorse. Maybe we need to just stay with the car we've purchased, the vehicles we've got, and value those for a little while and give them a good test drive before we panic and start to look around. But some great questions there, and that's one of the things that is coming up there. Now, of course, some of the players I'm looking forward to, and we've mentioned before, while we've signed Christian Wood, I really would love to see is Demoy Hodge the next poor man's Contavious Caldwell Pope, but he's only on a two-way contract. So all the way down to the two-way contracts, there's players we'd be really interested in seeing how they develop. As exciting as it is to see these proven veteran all-star quality players like Jrue Holliday become available on the market. What is worth a Lakers Looksy? What's worth a Lakers Looksy? Because you told us about it a couple of shows before. Ted O at Sacramento. Good on you, Ted. I believe he's another one in that Elk Grove area, and a Cal State man there from Sacramento State. Look, Destination NBA, a G League Odyssey is one I've watched, and I would recommend, particularly while there's a lack of games. I know we're heading up to media day in the NBA, but Destination NBA, a G League Odyssey, it's on Prime or Prime Amazon. Get on that one. That's not a bad little mini-series, docos, and you can really sort of relate to the G League players really striving to get a little go there in the NBA. That's really worth a bit of a look there. Probably about a 6.8, 7.2 out of 10, depending how it strikes you if you connect to any of the battlers in the show. And Rich Cohen's got a book out now, When the Game Was War. I've only read a review of that and listened to an interview about it, and that's one I'll be looking forward to reading. So thanks for asking about that one, D-Dodds. That's When the Game Was War, Rich Cohen, the NBA's greatest season. Of course, it's the 87 season, and he's talking about the four worlds colliding. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, the young Michael Jordan on the way up, and Isaiah Thomas. So the Pistons sort of stealing the limelight there in that transition from the Celtics and Lakers. But no sooner had they just got that for that repeat threat, that incoming is the Michael Jordan era. So the four powers that be, their little sort of worlds, the Venn diagram, all intersecting there. That season 87 he's picked as the time, and the physicality of the game compared to what it is now. When the Game Was War by Rich Cohen, and I recommend worth a Lakers Looksy on Prime Amazon, Destination NBA, a G League Odyssey. Now, thank you for listening to the show, for watching the show on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share it, and comment. What do you think about the whole Jrue Holliday thing, the Damian Lillard thing, and the Lakers? Should we get distracted? Should we be nervous about another team signing Jrue Holliday if they're a competitor in the Western Conference? Or should we just relax and really focus on the riches we have and be grateful for those and get on with our job? Until next week, you've been listening to the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat. Thank you once again for all your questions, and we'll see you in a week.